page 10, what do you notice that's different with this equation compared to what we've been doing? Benjamin. We've had addition signs before, but there's something else. Tell it. Right, there are two operations being done to the variable x. First, we're doing what? Multiplication, right? By how much? Then, what are we doing after that? You're adding 3. These are called two-step algebraic equations because there's two things being done to the variable x. Okay, so let's write that down. Alright, so once again, you're doing two things to the variable, in this case x. You're multiplying by 6, and then you're adding 3 to get what on the right side? 27. Alright, so now I'm going to tell you something that may not resonate with you right away, because the first time you're hearing it. But you know how we were doing inverse operations to get the variable all by itself? Alright, so you have to do the same thing by trying to get x all by itself, but you actually work in reverse PEMDAS order to do it. Like we did inverse operations, you got to kind of do everything backwards. So if normally, if we had, let's say, 6 times 3, for instance, plus 3, you would normally do 6 times 3 and then add your 3, correct? Yeah. In order of operations, all right, multiplication before addition. To undo that, or to get the variable by itself, you have to do your inverse operations in reverse PEMDAS order. So that being said, if this resonates with you or not, what would you have to do to the left side first? It's kind of a tough question, I know. Pause. Right, you got to take care of add or subtract first. And if that doesn't stick in your head, that's okay, because look, I have it written down here for you anyway to refer back to. You need to handle all of the addition and subtraction operations first. Then do your multiplication division. But remember, you're undoing it by doing it in not only reverse order, but you've got to do the inverse operation, as you'll see. So before we even get to that, in this equation, 6x plus 3, what do you have to handle first? 6x or the plus 3? Joe. Reverse PEMDAS. You got to handle the plus 3 first. That gets written here. Now how we handle that will be by doing inverse operation. We haven't gotten to that yet. What would have to be handled last? So remember, we have two terms here. We have a 6x and a plus 3. We have to handle the plus 3 first. What gets handled last? Because there's only one other term of 6x has to be handled last or second. I'm going to show you how to do it on the next page. Flip. This is the same equation, so you don't have to flip back and forth. I'm going to write the original equation here, 6x plus 3 equals 27. You've already told me that you've got to handle what first? What do you have to handle first, Foz? The addition of 3. We need to do the opposite of add 3, which is, oh, by the way, make your train tracks. Might need to make these a little bit longer this time because there's an extra step, as you'll see. Start off with 3. If we need another step, we will. Alright, now, Foz, what's the opposite of add 3? Who remembers? What do you have to do automatically on the other side? Phil. Not yet. What do I do? I could, but what do I want? My question is, what do I have to do on the other side first? I got to subtract 3. Everything has to stay balanced. Whatever you do on one side, you have to do it on the other side. All right, Phil, now say it. What cancels? Cross them out. Here's where this is different, though. Is x the only thing that's left on the left side? What's still left after the 3's cancel? 6x. We need to bring down the 6x. Okay, we still have not negotiated or undone that multiplication of 6 yet. We have to get to that. So after these 3's cancel, the 6x still remains. We can still do, though, 27 take away 3, which is what? 24. Now you're right back to what you did in day 1. It's a one-stepper. What's being done to x? Raise your hand now, raise your hand. Hurt. Of. Okay, so what's the opposite of multiplied by 6? Right? By how much, bud? Don't try to get to that answer in your head just yet. Take it step by step. I know why you were thinking 4, because that's our answer. But we're dividing both sides by 6. And as you'll see, I need another step. So you can't write too big. There's not a whole lot of room there. Whatever I do on one side, I have to do on the other. We're almost home free. What cancels on the left? Ben. Rocks them out. What's the only thing that's left? Well, that's our goal. We need to isolate the variable, get it all by itself. When we've done that and have done it correctly, we have an answer remaining for us on the right side, which is 24 divided by 6 is... Now we got to check it. Write the original. 6x plus 3 equals 27. What gets subbed in for x? Out loud, everybody.
4.
4. Now what? Joe. You got it. And now it just becomes, the left side just becomes a regular PEMDAS. Multiplication. 6 times 4 is. Bring down the survivors. 24 plus 3. Answer is good. Let's do another one together. All right, everybody write down the original. All right, let's talk. And as we used to say in the old days, chalk and talk through the process, except there's no more chalk anymore. Now it's all marker board. What needs to be handled first? First of all, let's go back to basics. Which side has the variable? Left, right? So we're going to focus on the left. We're doing 2 things to it. What are those 2 things? First, we're doing what? First, we're doing what? Well, I could do that, yeah. But I was asking, what operation is being done to x first? Right, multiplying by 12 and then doing what to it? You got it. So, we need to do the opposite in the opposite PEMDAS order. Okay? So, if that kind of confuses you, you just say to yourself, all addition and subtraction has to be done first. Sophia, it's the opposite of subtract 8. Correct. Add 8. Got to do it to both sides, though. That's automatic. Cody, what cancels? Bye-bye. Say goodbye to it. We don't need it. What is still left on the, what's still remaining on the left side? 12x. Bring it down. What's the new term, or new number, on the right? Road. What is it? 1 44. Okay, great. Now what? Now what? Correct. X is multiplied by 12. Have to do the opposite. Divide by 12. Automatic. Whatever's done on one's got to get done in the other. Finish it up, team. What cancels out? Leaving just what? And then 144 divided by 12. Okay, now we got to prove it. Write the original. What do we substitute in for x? Joe. 12. Now it's PEMDAS on the left side. Got to take care of multiplication first. 12 times 12, bud. And as you can see, it's going to work out just fine. Answer is good. Alright, the only homework, guys, as I told you, but I will write it here, is pages 16 and 17. Yes? Yep. Many of you got done with it. That's fine. I would like to go over it tomorrow if I choose not to collect it, so have it ready. Even if you finish it today, you got to make sure you prepare the test tomorrow.